coming off the backs of the last episode of the High Risk Wrestling Podcast, let's look at AEW and their very special episodes. They have annual events every year in between the major shows, and there's something to look forward to. But the one that's usually held above all others next to Winter is Coming is Grand Slam. It has become an annual event, and this right here, ladies and gentlemen, are the 10 best matches to ever happen at Grand Slam. Number 10, Grand Slam Australia 2025, Kazuchika Okada versus Buddy Matthews for the AEW Continental Championship. This was the first Grand Slam to take place outside of the usual New York setting, and they went to Australia. So what AEW did was get some of their Australian talent on the card, and Buddy Matthews, a very underrated individual in the ring, stood up to none other than Kazuchika Okada, who was defending his Continental Championship. Now, yes, Buddy pretty much had no shot at winning this match, but he gave Okada the challenge that he so desperately needed. Sometimes Okada looks bored, but when he gets an opponent that can challenge him, he gets up, and this match was no different. Number 9, Grand Slam 2024, Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Now, this match was special because Darby Allin's World Championship opportunity was on the line, and the winner will go on to face Bryan Danielson. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, was essentially the start, the build for the Death Riders storyline. And it started with Darby Allin, and as we all now know, it ended with Darby Allin. This was a brutal match. These two know each other so well, and it helps that they trust each other so much that they can really open up their arsenal and still keep it contained to the ring. Ultimately, Jon Moxley won here, and we know what happened after that. Number 8, Grand Slam 2023, MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW Men's World Championship. Samoa Joe had earned this opportunity winning an eliminator tournament, going through Jeff Hardy, Penta, and in the finals, Roderick Strong. Now, he and MJF have some history here. Ultimately, MJF, well, he kind of won the match, as this match was ended due to technical submission. But of course, Samoa Joe really rarely, if ever, taps out. MJF cheated to win this match, but history will be made not too long after. Samoa Joe will go on to defeat MJF to become the world champion. Number 7, Grand Slam 2022, Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson for the vacant AEW Men's World Championship. Now, the championship was vacated because CM Punk was suspended for, what happened at Brawl Out and his, what he did at the media scrum. So we had to crown a new champion, and when AEW needs to call on their heavy hitter, it gets no bigger than Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, built out of respect for each other prior, 2 years prior to the Death Rider storyline. These two men show what professional wrestling is all about. They gave it everything and then some. Ultimately, Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson by technical submission in this tournament final, crowning the new AEW Men's World Champion. Number 6, Grand Slam 2024, Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. Now, this one is very, very special because if you all don't know, Nigel and Danielson go all the way back to their days in Ring of Honor. And ever since Nigel McGuinness joined the commentary desk, he has been taking pot shots left and right at Bryan Danielson. Now, a lot of us thought that Nigel McGuinness was retired, that he would not be stepping back into the ring, but never say never in the world of professional wrestling. He finally got in the ring, laid the challenge. Now, mind you, there was an asterisk here because the match would only happen if Bryan Danielson was cleared to wrestle. This was a nice little pit stop for Danielson in between winning the world championship from Swerve Strickland and going on to defend it against Jon Moxley and Jack Perry. This was a great technical affair, and yes, at the end of the match, Nigel McGuinness shook Danielson's hand. Number 5, the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship. This took place at Grand Slam. Now, when you have possibly the greatest tag team of all time with the Young Bucks going up against the greatest probably today in Will Ospreay teaming up with the, growing Kyle Fletcher, you were going to get nothing but fireworks. The Young Bucks were the tag team champions here, going with their EVP gimmick, and they're just doing a damn fine job carrying AEW like they always do. And Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher stepped up here. I believe they won a battle royal on a casino. I think it was a casino battle royal. Won that on an episode of Dynamite to earn the tag team title opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, it was nothing short of amazing. The moves that these guys pulled out, the ins and the outs, the counters, the go, pause, and let's get ready to do this again. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not see a finer tag team contest than this match right here. Truly shows what AEW is all about. Number 4, Grand Slam Australia 2025, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May for the AEW Women's World Championship. This was round 3 between Mariah and Toni Storm. These two ladies, after the brilliant Hollywood ending, ladies and gentlemen, finished it off here in their home country of Toni Storm. Mariah May was just absolutely a house of fire during this year, and Toni Storm, made her comeback, went through the changes, did the acting, and it was great for these two women to main event this show. Mariah May truly earned herself the role as champion. She earned the spotlight. She did a damn fine job, but ultimately she was going to fall to the Timeless One. An excellent counter on the card, outlasting everybody else, showcasing what AEW's women's division is truly all about. Number 3, Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli in a winner-takes-all match for the Ring of Honor World Championship and the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. This took place at Grand Slam 2023. This, ladies and gentlemen, had decades of history between these two men. Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli absolutely hated each other, probably still do. Whether it's kayfabe, whether it's not, we never know, but it's all real to Eddie Kingston. Claudio came into this match as the Ring of Honor champion. Eddie Kingston came into this match as the Strong Openweight champion. And this was all about Eddie not being able to win the big one. Claudio was as big a test, as big of a challenge you can get for Eddie Kingston. And he had to step up and prove that he was worthy to be in the ring with Claudio Castagnoli. Even though he hates Claudio, he has always respected the man and what he does for the professional wrestling business. Ultimately, he was able to overcome Claudio, and this actually started Eddie Kingston's breakout year, as he not only won the Ring of Honor World Championship, becoming a double champion, he then went through the first ever Continental Classic, winning that to become the first ever Triple Crown champion in AEW. Number 2, Grand Slam Australia 2025, Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega versus the Don Callis family members of Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Ladies and gentlemen, professional wrestling, sometimes it doesn't get any better than this. What can I ultimately say about this match? Ospreay and Omega putting their past history, their past animosity aside to take on the man who hurt them, Don Callis family, who chose his members into Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. We saw the heel turn in Kyle Fletcher, and we saw Takeshita's growth. And this match, ladies and gentlemen, really shows you with what wrestling is all about: the counters, the strength, the speed, the storytelling. When there's a story behind it, when there's actual emotion behind it, there is nothing better. And this was a fantastic tag team affair. Finally, Will Ospreay hits the Tiger Driver. Number 1, Grand Slam 2021. Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. You would think that on the very first Grand Slam, Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson would be the main event, but alas, they were not. But you can't really find two better men to open up the show. These two men are just GOATs. And Bryan Danielson is the GOAT. Kenny Omega was still aligned with Don Callis. He was doing his belt collector gimmick. And him and Danielson, I believe, had never actually fought each other up until this point. So this was a dream match. And I and everyone else were salivating at the thought of these two going 1-on-1. And they went 1-on-1, fighting each other to the very end. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there was not a winner. This went to the 30-minute draw. Time limit draw. So we were destined to do it again. But if you want to see what professional wrestling is truly all about, go and watch this match. Let me know what you guys think. Grand Slam is an annual event that we AEW fans look forward to each and every year. Is there a match you thought should have been on here? Is there a match you thought shouldn't have been on here? You let me know. Peace.